My favourite cases, if you will, the ones I enjoy working on the most because of the benefit that I can deliver to the client, are the care fee planning cases, because we keep people in their own homes. Equity of course enables you to do that, which is one enjoyment, if you will, being able to let somebody stay in a home that they're familiar with, but it's so much more crucial when that person is perhaps frail or maybe suffering from dementia. We're dealing with concerned siblings and family and children in particular. So we keep them in the home twice, because very often the money that's coming out from equity release passes across to an IFA, and then that's turned into an annuity, and that guarantees that they will stay in their home because we can pay for the care. I think it's a natural extension for SHIP to broaden its reach and become a much wider church without losing its core focus, and keeping the guarantees in place is absolutely crucial as far as I can see. I'm embracing it, my colleagues are embracing it, and we're certainly looking forward to it. We don't know the full detail yet, we're obviously waiting for that ourselves, although yes, I've been part to some of the early stage discussions. So it'll be nice to see what the final outcome of that is, and I imagine that it will be something that benefits intermediaries who choose to tie themselves to something like SHIP, because it is recognised by a lot of consumers who take the trouble to make the research, and it's recognised by the consumer media. It's very rarely not mentioned when a record release is covered in the Sunday journals. So if you can be part of that, and it's regarded as a respectable body, then that's going to be fantastic for us. Well, it's all good news. It wasn't last year, was it? We were a little bit uncertain about where we were going with things, but it's good news now, because we've had new providers come in, we've had new product innovation, and we've had old providers return with new funds. And I don't know of anybody that's about to launch, but as you can imagine, I speak to a lot of the potential providers, and there's always those that are saying, we'll be back next year, Simon, we'll be in touch, just wait and see. So I think we'll currently just carry on growing in terms of number of products, number of providers. That will bring more focus to this sector. The need's going to increase, it's not going to go away. I think the biggest key areas next year for driving growth within equity release will be, unfortunately, the continuing of debt repayment, and particularly interest-only mortgages coming up to retirement and in retirement, with lenders getting quite aggressive with some of their customers now. So we'll see some of that drip over into the equity release world. So at least we can help those people, and it's good for us as a business. And then much longer term, but continually growing, is the care market, paying for care, because of the ageing population and the shift from people looking at residential and nursing situations to being cared for in familiar surroundings at home. I think so. They have a different mindset. The younger generation, those in their 40s now, will be looking at potentially equity release in the next 10 or 15 years, and those who are already heading towards retirement, now being told by the government they're going to have to work a little bit longer. I can see those people looking at the property as it should be. It's an asset, it's for us to support our lifestyle and enjoyment. That's what it's about. It isn't about us being the custodians of our children's inheritance. And that's a different mindset to somebody who's maybe 80 and 90, who really are quite keen to hang on to their home for as long as possible and use as little of that equity as possible for their own needs. So it will drive it, and of course the younger generation, they're used to the buy-to-let. They've probably got them in the 40s and 50s. Quite a few people have one or two or three properties that aren't the main home. They see it as an asset, they understand how it works, and I think they'll expect to draw on that. I don't think there's any concerns there for us in our market. It's obviously had much wider ramifications in annuity markets and perhaps life cover and motor insurance and everything else. Within equity release, we currently don't have differentiation by sex in pricing for lifetime mortgages. We do have it for home reversion plans, but they, unfortunately, wrongly, only accounted for 2 or 3% of the market, so it's not a big concern. And I think what they will probably do, having had discussions with most of the reversion providers, is just come up with a flat rate. So the males might get a little bit more and the women will get a little bit less. And that's probably what will happen. Interestingly, on the lifetime mortgage side, what we have had in the last year is more tailored and bespoke underwriting based on health, life expectancy, and lifestyle, smoking in particular, things like that. So we've had that now, we've got 3 providers, and I can see more of that, where companies who have an experience and a skill in determining lifespan will come into the market, particularly if they've got an annuity book, and that's a great way to fund equity, as we know. So put those 2 together, and with those skill sets it makes sense for them to have a more scientifically proven book that they can sell and if they need to. So yes, I think we will see it, but as for discrimination between male and females, obviously they can't do that, but when you're writing in life expectancy for a lifetime mortgage for your loan to values, I don't see how you'd be breaking any laws if you're estimating what somebody should live for and you accordingly give them a product off the back of that.